What would I say to someone who is afraid of AI and uses the movie like The Terminator as an example of what AI could do to destroy humanity? I would say that the best defense against this inevitability is to include everybody, to empower everyone, and to create a protocol where everyone enjoys it and will and an architecture where it can function together with everybody. And that suits this type of technology because it requires mass data and the gathering of mass data by individuals. Mass data can be gathered by a company and every individual using every individual users, but it can also be used, generated by individual users as the bud, as the as the source and the the emanator, the source that that from that emanates the data. So I see the individual as the emanator of data and the individual's wishes and their problems, how to solve their problems, and then their levels of satisfaction as the safest way to guide and influence and design personalized artificial intelligence tools. So, uh, those who are afraid of artificial intelligence, I would say that this can be like our wings. This can be like our bionic fingers and bionic hands and imaginations. We can build add-ons to connect to people and to ideas and to do things and to explore the world and experiences of others. I think that uh, if we will combine it properly, uh, based on again the individual's wishes, their own personal problem solving, and their satisfaction. Uh, that is in line with my tradition, the biblical tradition, the the monotheistic tradition, and it is also, I think, in line with what is going to be the safest bet for humanity in the foreseeable future.
I think let's stop there because I do want something to say to you. In my head, the ideas that you just told me, it's like you described it as an attachment of yourself. Would I be correct in saying that?
That's the idea of artificial intelligence can go many ways. So it could represent a company and many people's selves. I say that the way to democratize or individualize this power is to give everyone a constitutional rights, not even rights, but it's the right, the constitution of the individual jurisdiction wherein AI is designed to serve the individual and is guided by the individual's wishes and their data aligns. So it's really a way of organizing the entire data world, uh, cast into every individual as the emanators of it.
And then your idea is based around another idea of the individual will, and that's something you can't control, and that's something that can vary between anyone. So
Sure.
what about people who may not be so positive? What
Oh,
about
will.
people who
Oh,
wish
good, great.
to?
I mean, this, first of all, I mean, what is will and what is uncontrolled emotions or something like that? That's a great philosophical question. Eventually, the idea is really the refinement of the individual imagination. So people should be encouraged to want and to really know what they want. So really, it comes. It's actually a philosophic idea which I learnt from a Professor Yeshayahu Leibovich. Personally, he told me that one of the greatest things that an individual imagination person can do is to know what they want. So it is a really a personal refinement to know what you want and to have many wants, and to articulate them. And that's really a form of the crystallization, or when you distill our imaginations and according to our circumstances and according to everything that we have, and then we say what we want and proceed to carry it out. Now, these things, this apparently the biblical prophets said that one's is very important. It's throughout the Jewish liturgy, the prayers, the idea of one's wishes and wants and satisfaction. So I just carrying through this tradition to recognize the value of personal wishes, desires for good things and satisfaction. I think that these are the droplets, the honeydew, the crystalline ideas that we should be going for. Just further on what distinguishes abandonment and wishes for vengeance, or in an idea in a time of surplus, when everyone really has what they want. What do people want? They want clothing to protection. They want money for food. They probably want friendship, partnership, sex. Today, people's needs are addressed pretty easily and can be addressed. And in this time of surplus, it first of all has to start with surplus, where we've dealt with the problems of hunger and disease. We will have to end disease, and I believe we can end human disease pretty quickly, and we can also end mental disease quickly, just by understanding. I think AI will very, very quickly find a lot of the solutions to a lot of these problems. And but there is no advancement in administration, and there's still the same governments in hundreds of years. Administration have remained the same, and it's laughable that there's been so much advancement. And we can replace the entire administrative structure now with automation in a much better way using these instruments. And so eventually comes the great question: what's stopping us? And the answer is the existing administration is not doing its job. What they are doing is building instruments which give them the ability to enforce their presence and their structures of their presence, whilst the same technology can be used directly for the individual. So I'm stating that government is morally obliged to pioneer the human spirit, to develop instruments that will free and to allow instruments of the imagination according to the constitution or the charter of the individual jurisdiction.